Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking about women and ADHD. Have you got any of these characteristics, I will say, instead of symptoms? Because ADHD is not a mental illness, it's just means that your brain isn't wired in the same way as some other people. So we'd say you're neurodiverse rather than neurotypical. Do you have any of these things going on with you? Do you find your time management is terrible? You don't allow enough time maybe to do things? Do you interrupt people when they're talking? Do you finish people's sentences? Is your mind running at 100 miles an hour all of the time? And it feels like in your brain that you've got 10 different portals open all at once? Do you find you're washing up and you can't finish washing up because you've got to go and do something else that moment? And conversely, are you great in a crisis though? Do you find if something major goes on, you can handle that a lot better than other people? Well, if you can relate to any of those, then maybe you have ADHD. ADHD is typically thought of as something that affects men, and in particular boys, young boys. There's this stereotypical image of somebody with ADHD bouncing around at school, bouncing off the walls, not being able to sit still, constantly chattering, not being able to focus. So many girls still and women have never been diagnosed with ADHD because there's still a lot of misunderstanding and misinterpretation of what ADHD looks like. There's the lesser known form of ADHD, which is inattentive ADHD, where you just tend to zone out more than be bouncing around, and that seems to affect girls and women more. So sadly, a lot of people have gone through life not really understanding why they can't get their shit together, why they leave everything to the night before, maybe even like a dissertation at university. Everyone's prone to procrastination, let's face it, but just being that little bit more disorganized than your peers and things like that. So have a think about it. If you can relate to any of those things, then maybe you have ADHD. The other thing is that there seems to be a link between ADHD and menopausal and perimenopausal women. So in my next video, I'm going to touch on that. Bye bye.